Welcome to our world-renowned podcast, Invest in Her. I'm your host, Catherine Gray. I'm a TEDx and keynote speaker and author. Also, I'm executive producer of the movie Show Her the Money. Plus, founder of She Angel Investors and co-founder of the She Angels Foundation. Our weekly show features interviews with powerhouse women founders, funders, and change makers that are sure to inspire you. Let's go. Welcome to this week's edition of Invest in Her. I'm your host, Catherine Gray, founder of She Angel Investors and co-founder of the She Angels Foundation, as well as executive producer, as you know, of Show Her the Money, our movie that's been on a worldwide tour. And in fact, we now have a book out of the same name. So excited to announce that to you, and also excited every week, we have an incredible guest. Today, she comes to us from Ohio. Her name is Nomiki Petrolla. Hopefully I said that right. And she is an incredible force in women in tech. Please welcome to the show, Nomiki. How are you, Nomiki?
Oh, thank you so much, Catherine. I'm really excited to be here. I appreciate it.
Well, great to talk to you. I like anybody that's trailblazing in this male-dominated arena of tech. And I know for you, you've been a product leader, a tech founder, and now you're revolutionizing like the access to women in tech entrepreneurship with your new entity. And I don't know how to say that. Is it Theanna?
Theiana, yes.
Theiana. Okay, great. So tell us a little bit first about how you got into this arena, because I know you've been in it, 15 years
Yeah.
doing your, product design and strategy in
Mhm.
the tech arena. So let's talk about first how you got started and then the cool stuff that you're doing now.
Well, long story short, I have been in tech for 15 years. 13 of those years was primarily working for men. Men that had money, they've been funded, they had previous businesses that made enough money that they could then fund their new ventures. And I was the person that the engineers would always recommend to their friends that were starting, new startups, like, hey, Nomiki's the one that designs them. You have an idea, she'll bring it to life. She'll work with the engineers and we'll go to market. And that was my bread and butter for a really long time. I love it. I love building. I love that idea stage and really seeing the big vision and bringing things to life. I'm also a mom of four. So during this time, I had four children, and we had a traumatic life event a few years ago to the point where it made me like realize where I was in my life and what I was doing. And it was in that moment and about a year of discovery, realizing, oh my gosh, I was working for men this whole time. That didn't even dawned on me because it was just, I was in this bubble. And when I realized that, I went down this rabbit hole of learning about how disparate the resources are for women, specifically in technology, because that's my bread and butter, of course. And so the first thing I did was like, well, instead of hiring me, let me teach you what I do. You shouldn't be hiring someone else to learn how to be the SME of your product. You should know everything about your product. It'll help you save money in the long run, understand what you should be building, working with engineers, and understanding your go-to-market plan. So I did that in a previous business, and it got so big that I was like, wait a minute, this is actually solving a problem, like a really big problem, and more people are joining. How do I bring this access at a larger scale? And so Theiana was really born from that business of accessibility, taking everything we learned, how women make decisions, how to actually get them to a result, the patterns that they need in order to fall into place for them to make decisions and to find traction, to get those paying customers. And so Theiana was born from that. So we do three components in our platform, and I say build, connect, and analyze. There is, of course, AI, there's process, but there's also community, there's experts. We need the human in the loop process. And then the last component is actually analyzing. So we connect to your revenue data and your milestones. So not only are you actually building and using our tool, but you're also using the community to help you get, level set, understand different perspectives, different industries, people are building in different stages. And then you're able to analyze your traction. Well, what am I doing? What are my gaps? What are my opportunities based on where I'm at? Did I get my first paying customer? When am I going to get to my first 1000K in MRR? Right? And our goal is how do we get them to 1 million? And so that's what Theana does now.
I love that you said, how do we get them to 1 million? There's a woman that's an investor in our film, Show Her the Money. Her name is Sherry Deutschman, and she created an entity called Brain Trust out of Nashville, and now she's opening it up all over the country. I was thinking I should put you two together. Her whole focus is on getting women to do over $1 million
Yeah.
in all different verticals. But not enough of them are focused on that.
Mhm.
And so this is really a huge groundswell that's revolutionizing, what's happening for women in business to start thinking bigger. But it takes community. So I love what you're creating with Theanna. How do people find Theanna? And first of all, how did you name it?
Well, that traumatic life event I mentioned earlier, I have four children. My youngest is Anna. She's the reason my life kind of flipped upside down in all the right ways. Of course, it came from trauma, but she's the reason and inspiration. I call her my angel Anna now. And Theiana is actually named after her. She's the reason why I kind of figured out, what is my purpose in life and how am I going to lead my children and my life personally. So Theiana is really that reminder using my daughter's name as, intrinsically into the business. Thea in Greek means aunt, but it's also a term of respect for women. So I had to combine two things because one, real estate on the URLs is just inaccessible. You have to make things up to find the .coms, .ios. But it's also a combination of my daughter and that term of respect for women.
I love that. That's a beautiful combination
Yeah.
with a really special meaning. So
Yes.
I think that's super cool. So
Thank you.
tell us about Theanna. So this helps women that maybe have a tech idea learn how to bring it to market. Is that what you do?
So it's very process oriented. We help women at the idea stage. And honestly, we're actually expanding B2B where any early stage entrepreneur can use this in different organizations, entrepreneurship centers, universities, etc. But the way that it was built was to capture people at the beginning stages, primarily women, and how they make decisions with their milestones. So it's categorized into four stages: idea, launch, grow, and scale. And those are based on revenue. So I mentioned earlier, we want to help people get to $1 million in revenue, women specifically. Only 2% out of the 14 million women-led businesses in the US get to $1 million in revenue. I
I
want to
know
help more
it's
women get to a million.
crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
why is that? So
yeah.
in my experience, I believe that women, obviously we have less resources, but I think we have less of an access to process and plan and understanding just systemically from the last 50 years and how things have gone of us building businesses in general, which another stat for you, in the last 5 years, women-led businesses has grown over 68%. Last year alone, we made up 49% of businesses. And this isn't tech specifically, but generally, so we're on a growth trajectory. And so Theana is broken down by those four stages because we want to get you to these milestones, to these results in specific time frames. So once you're pre-revenue, you're in this idea stage, we want to get you to launch first paying customer in 12 weeks, right? After that, you're in launch, then you go to grow and scale, and all the process of the milestones, the tasks, things that you need to do, integrating with different tools to help optimize your productivity. Of course, using artificial intelligence to help you. So it gets smarter the more you use it. So that it's basically your startup database. We know what you're doing, how you're doing it, and we're tracking your revenue to help you optimize.
I love that. How do people belong to Theanna? Is it a membership fee or tell us
Yep.
how it works?
It's simple. It's a membership fee. You can do monthly or annual. We're actually hosting our first ever 100 women led event on January 5th. It's called Women Build Cool Shit. And it's using Theana. And the purpose of that is how do we get a huge group of women to go through these milestones together to boost their momentum? When you're doing things together, you tend to have more fuel, more energy. And so this is a massive test of how much, opportunity can we create through a large group of women that are holding each other accountable, learning from investors, subject matter experts, doing a hackathon in this short time frame. It's sort of like a pressure cooker to get you to those results. By the end of those 12 weeks, we want you to get to your first paying customer so that you understand, can I get traction here? How do I
Mhm.
actually move forward? Is this something I should be paying attention to? Should I be building this? So
Mhm.
you can join in the monthly membership, which is ad hoc at any time you have access, or you can join our program starting on January 5th.
So they join Theanna and then they can do it month to month or they can do it
Mhm.
annually. But there's like a 12-week program to help them get it off the ground.
Yep.
I think there's so many women out there with tech ideas, but they don't know how to get it off the ground. So I think what you're doing is amazing.
Mhm.
And yeah, they need to, is it Theanna .com?
It's Theanna.io.
Oh, dot AIO.
IO.
Okay, and we spelled Theanna Theanna for those just listening, .io, so that they can find you. Um, what are some of the most interesting innovations that you've helped bring to market?
Oh, there's 27 industries in Theiana, and women are building across the globe. So this is accessible to lots of different industries and creatives. I would say there's a lot of interesting solutions for feminine technology as well as femtech. One of my favorites in femtech, I have four children, so this should be a no-brainer. Anna McMaster is building Amy, and Amy, she's a pelvic floor therapist. She's building a tool that allows more women to focus on their pelvic floor so they have better strength, better core, recover faster after having children. And obviously, as a mother, I was like, where was that when I needed it? So I think that's really, we have some other interesting resources coming out of the feminine technology industry.
And
Um,
let me stop you there for 1 second and say, this is why things like this have not been getting funded because women have not been investors in this venture capital arena that is focused on investing in innovations like this, like in femtech or women's health, because people tend, as I did a TED Talk called Fund Women Save the World, and it's about how people tend to invest in people they identify with. So if it's all men sitting at the table deciding who gets the money, they often like pelvic floor, they'll be like, what is that? I mean, they will
yes.
not identify with it. There has to be women sitting at the table hearing these pitches and saying, oh yeah. I identify with that. I'm a mom. I've had children. Yes, let me invest in that. And that's why we need more women at the investment table deciding what innovations are created that also benefit women.
Yep.
And so it's so important because yes, they can invest in bonds or the stock market, Uber or whatever, but they can invest in this arena directly into companies that actually solve issues that are important to them. And
Mhm.
it's so important that women step into this arena. And I think it's really cool that you're helping women who have these ideas learn how to bring them to fruition. And do you have any other founders that you want to highlight?
Yes, Sarah Delavan is one that just won a 10K grant. She went through our platform. She's building the Good Food CFO, and she focuses on consumer packaged goods. As a financial analyst and supporter of consumer packaged goods, as you know, it's an expensive industry. Her goal is to get more people past 50% profitability faster to $1 million in revenue as well. And she's done that as a service-based business. She turned that into software using Theiana, won a 10K grant, and now she's up for 25,000 additional cash and a grant. So she's been also exceptional to watch.
And what does the product do exactly? What is it?
Basically, it tracks all the products from her customers and their billing and their expenses, and she identifies what they need to be doing using her proprietary calculations to get to profitability faster so that they can identify, can this business be sustainable or not?
I love that.
Mhm.
That's why I think I should put you and Sherry together. I think they could utilize that service. Yeah, it's amazing all the great work women are doing out there. And I
Really
think
cool.
sometimes they don't know about each other, and it's so fun to put everybody together, right?
Yeah,
Make
awesome.
stronger together. Well,
Yes.
let me ask you, Nomiki, how would you like to have people get a hold of you? They would go to the website, Theanna, and again, it's .io.
.io. So Theanna.io has all of our information in regards to the program that we're running on January 5th and our general membership. It has different components if you're looking to be a partner, if you want to learn how to build, connect, and analyze through our software. We also have a blog with our experts so that you can learn from them too. I'm also on social media, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. I post almost every day on my learnings. I build in public in addition to things, people I'm partnering with, and resources that more women should have access to.
Great. And for those that are just listening, you can find Nomiki on LinkedIn. It's Nomiki, and then last name is Petrolla, Petrolla. And as you know, you can find me, Catherine Gray, on LinkedIn as well. Catherine with a C, Gray with an A. And we have two websites. We have our movie, showherthemoneymovie.com, about women in venture capital. If you haven't seen it yet, you can find screenings on our site or book them. We also have a new book out called the same name, Show Her the Money. And you can visit sheangelinvestors.com, my website with lots of resources to help you grow, with podcasts and books and workshops. So between me and Nomiki, you've got it all set. You've got your membership that you can do over there at Theiana and get some help building and growing your tech idea. Nomiki, thank you so much for being a guest today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and make it a great week.